Hi guys. So I laid down to take an afternoon nap and I slept for quite a while. I've been so tired lately, but I want to share a dream that I had with you. I'm sitting outside, so you might hear my catty. Go over there, catty. Okay. So the dream started that I was laying in bed and I was at my old boss's house, and my husband was there and his brother was there. And my husband's name is John and his brother's name is Randy, or Randall. And so I sat up in bed in my dream and I had my security uniform on because I used to be a security officer. Quit. And go play over there. So I sat up in bed and I realized that I had to be to work. And so I looked at my clock. I had a wristwatch on. I never wear a wristwatch, but I looked at my watch and it said 9:11 and I had to be at work by 11. So I got off the side of my bed and I started walking, and I realized that the room I was in was flooded. And so I said, well, and then I looked through the door of the room and it was dry. You know, there was different flooding in different parts, but so I walked across through the water really fast, and I had passed John Barta. I don't know, it was his house. It was weird. And I went to find a bathroom because there's a piece of gunk that got stuck in my toes because I didn't have my shoes on yet, just my uniform. And so I went to I guess he had his own bathroom that he remodeled or something, I don't know, but I went in to use his bathroom and there was a sister from YouTube there, and she kind of rolled her eyes at me like, why are you using the bathroom? It was it was really weird. And so I went into this bathroom and it was really, really weird. The floor was really weird. There was a tub on top of this wooden floor, and the wooden floor was shaped like one of those steamer trunks, the top of it where it rolls over, and the ceiling was really low. So even if you went on top of the rollover part of the floor and you stood up, you wouldn't even be able to stand all the way up because the ceiling came all the way down. So I wasn't even able to get my foot in the tub to rinse it or anything. And so I came out of there, and it was like a separate building outside of the building of the house. And so I came out of there, and by this time my husband was with me, and we walked down. There was like a few standalone buildings, and it looked like we were kind of in this state park or something. We were in a park. It was weird. And we walked a few buildings down, and I said, oh, look, here's a bathroom that I could use to wash my toe off. But I went in there, and there was a bunch of women in there. They were like washing themselves, and they were nude, you guys. And I was like, well, I don't want to be in here. They're not even dressed. They don't even have any clothes on, and I feel weird. So we walked around the back of that building, and here's where it gets interesting. The back of that building had like two roll-up doors, and they turned into like these kiosks built in. Like if you went to a university football game, in the side of their gymnasium, they might have like a built-in kiosk where they can sell something or serve food or something. So, and by this time my shoe was on and the gunk was off and my foot was dry. Like I don't know, I wiggled my toes and I'm like, it's not even there anymore. Oh, okay, well, I'm not even going to worry about it. And my shoes were on. And so I look at the side of this building, the first kiosk or built-in thing of it, where they were selling stuff. And all along the top of this wall were these glass cases bolted to the wall, and they were filled with water, like display cases filled with water of fish. And the top one had like little baby turtles, all different types of fish floating in this clear water. The one on the bottom, I looked and I told my husband, I said, look at that, it's Japanese fighting fish. And I was like, I wonder how much they are. And I looked and they were 27 cents each. And I was like, 27 cents each? Wow, that's pretty cheap. Maybe, and then I thought, well, I have to get a fishbowl and put a couple of those in there because I thought they were really pretty. And then so we walked past that real fast. We were in a hurry. We were trying to get back to, I guess I was trying to get back to work, but it was back at John Barta's house. And so we came to the next one, and this one was a roll-up door. It was open, but you could walk in, and it had a hallway that led to the other back of the building. And to the other side of the building. And so I went in, and this guy was selling food, and I took a little taste of food. It was like, I don't know, some kind of fried something. And we just kept walking on through. And then we came out of that restaurant type area and we came into this hallway. And there were baby animals behind in this window exhibit. It was kind of like the SPCA where they give the animals away or something, but this had like a hedgehog and a porky, all weird animals that didn't have homes or something like that. I don't know. But I sat down. They had a chair out there and this lady with this little table with all their stuff on it, forms and stuff. And I was talking to her and my husband was standing there. And one of the guy volunteers said, something was said. And I said, oh, well, just put it right here on my hand. Or they were going to give the kids a stamp. Some kids a stamp. And they wanted me to bring the kids back to give them a stamp or something. I said, just put it on my hand and I'll show it to them. Because we're in a hurry. And so the guy stamps this green. He like imprints it onto the top of my hand. It's this green smiley face. And then this other volunteer guy came and they all started coming up. They all started filling my hand with like a green smiley face, I love you stamp, and red and green and blue and just all different, you're awesome, like kid stamps and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then, I said, yeah, me and my husband are on our way to church right now. And when we get there, do you have a business card? When we get there, I'll give them the business card. We started to stand up and I told them they could come back here and adopt some baby animals or something. And I said, I know that, I'm not like a kid or anything, but I'll tell the kids at church or something like that to come back and adopt the baby animals. And so, like we started walking out of the back, and then we were back in the park area where the first bathroom was. And I panned around the park and I seen up on the hill where I first started was John Barta's house. And I knew I had to get back there by 11. And I looked at my watch and it said, so I started out was 9:11. Now it said 9:23. And it was either 9:23 or 9:27. And there was a lot of looking at my watch in the stream, you guys. So then we were walking and I seen other people coming from different areas of the park and they were running full speed. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get there before them. I got to go. And so I started running, and in this dream, I ran. Me and my husband took off sprinting. We were like Olympic gold medalist. I have never, when you have dreams when you run in your dreams and you're like, oh, I'm running so fast. This was even more than other dreams I've had where I feel like I'm running fast. We were like super lightning speed running across this park to get to John Barta's house. And I was still in my security uniform. I was going to my job. And I think my husband might have had one on too. I don't know. But so the whole dream was just really weird. And the Japanese fighting fish, the church, to me, that kind of symbolizes, like, the Lord has been telling me to go back to this church and tell them that war is coming. Tell them Jesus is coming. Be prepared. Stock up on canned goods. You're probably going to be helping some people. I don't know, but that's what I'm going to go do on Sunday. I'm going to go tell them and tell them the things that I've heard in my dreams and was shown in my dreams. And the thing with the goop on my foot and everything, and then John represents Jesus. And so, me trying to get into a bathroom and wash that off my foot was like, everybody was irritated. Like, why? The Lord has already washed away your sins. When you believe on Him, you're saved. There's no more trips to the bathroom trying to wash yourself clean, because the Lord did it when He died on the cross. And so I still deal with a little bit of condemnation. And so anyway, I looked up Barda. And Barda actually means Bartolomeus. Bartolomeus is a Nordic form name of Bartolomeus, which is the Latin form of Bartholomeos, which is the Greek form of the Aramaic name Bartholomew. The first, you guys, they're barking. They're having fun. So the first element, bar, means son of, and then there are different theories for the last element. Aramaic means furrows. Hebrew, Ptolemy, furrowed with long furrows, abounding in furrows. Hebrew, Ptolemy, means bold, and Greek is warlike. So that stood out to me. Warlike, furrowed, long furrows. So then I looked up, sorry, my dogs, you guys. So then I looked up in the Strong's, furrows. Now it occurs 8 times in 8 verses. So Ezekiel 17:7, it says, "There was also another great eagle with great wings and many feathers, and behold, this vine did bend her roots toward him. This vine did bend her roots toward him, and shot forth her branches toward him, that he might water it by the furrows of her plantation." And 17:10 says, "Yea, behold, being planted, shall it prosper? Shall it not utterly wither? When the east wind toucheth it, it shall wither in the furrows where it grew." So, and we have Hosea too. Hosea 10:4, "They have spoken words, swearing falsely and making a covenant. Thus judgment springeth up a hemlock in the furrows of the field." Hosea 10:10, "It is in my desire that I should chastise them, and the people shall be gathered against them, when they shall bind themselves into their 2 furrows." And Job. It's a little one. I don't know. Psalms. So anyway, those are some scriptures talking about that. But, so yeah, it started out, I was doing security, so I was working, and John Barda was my boss. So, or John was my boss. So you guys, I really believe that war is coming. I was told in a dream, war is coming, be prepared. And this is after the same night, earlier that night, I had an earthquake dream. A great earthquake is coming soon, is what I seen on a sign. And the whole coast was rubble. So, I don't know. I don't know if rapture's gonna happen yet. I have no idea. But to me in this dream, I'm gonna be working. I'm gonna be doing security and still keep going and trying to help lead people to Christ. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I don't think there was, but anyway, you guys, I love you guys, and feel free to comment.